there's a whole party going on, and you know what we're like as humans. Can you hear me now, Tamari? Yep. You know what, like as humans, we don't want to miss a party. There's a part, and that's where I discovered that music, because the guy there is around about my age, and he's dancing around. He's actually on the bar, topless, dancing to that. This is a guy about my age who's the bar manager, because it's like where we live. And I said, "What's that? Like, what are we? What's the track? What's your, your playlist?" He went, "Purple Disco Machine." That was about 6 months ago, and that is what I listened to. And it's funny how, hang on, airplanes. It's funny how sometimes we remember certain things in our life. But what I do want to talk about today is levels of accountability. So one thing we came out of Level Up with doing is certain things. Joseph gave us a bunch of exercises: jump up and down, jump up and down, jump up and down. I didn't hit my deadline. And if you're on Level Up, or it's been on some other ones, like, the deadline's not a dead end. It's okay to change the deadline. Didn't change the target, didn't change the goal, didn't change the intention. Just the deadline for what I wanted, what I intended to do, it changed for various reasons. And it is nothing to do with business, by the way. Nothing. So what I want to talk about is 3 levels of accountability. And the first one, and if you've been on any course, whether it's, is it next week? No, it's the weekend after. Playbook, like, get on the playbook. That's just the nuts and bolts of how to do it. Leadership coaching dynamics. Start with leading yourself. And we have a tendency, somebody's shouting at me, I can't hear what's going on. We have a tendency to, when we start building this business, go into management mode and coaching mode fast. You don't need to. You don't need to. Tamara, can you hear me? All right, try that again. Issues at Tamara's end. We're recording. So we have a tendency to go into coaching mode fast. Why? Because it seems easier than doing legwork. And I've fallen into that trap numerous times in numerous businesses, where we get complacent. Oh, it's okay, I've got this team of 20,000 people. I can sit on the beach and do nothing. Yeah, I can. But I know it costs me in various ways. It costs me personally to get into comfort mode. It costs me financially. So if you're not hitting that MVP personally, or as pro champ, that hits you like big. If you're not doing your own legwork, and it also kind of hits me guilt wise, and it takes me back. And I'm going to tell this story. I went to Montreal on a whim, not on a whim. We had an office that was open there, and the guy that was running the office was great at self-accountability, terrible at leadership. And I say terrible, not in a derogatory way. He had no guidance, didn't know what he was doing. And the two run parallel, but they are very separate ways of thinking about things. And hopefully I'll cover some of that today. And his name was Dave Brougham. I've lost contact with him. Lovely guy. And he went to Montreal to run an office. It just went like that. And if you know anything, Tamara's on here, about Quebec, they don't like people speaking English, period. Not that they don't like it, they frigging hate it. The rules in Quebec is you cannot have any outside wording on your business unless it's in French. You can't have French and something. So if you're a Chinese restaurant in Quebec, you can't have Chinese letters. It can only be French. Yeah, they're hardcore. So Dave Brougham's up there, white Anglo-Saxon, doesn't speak any French at all, trying to run an office in Montreal. And Montreal is more cosmopolitan than the rest of Quebec. And he's not doing a great job of it. And Tim Mulcahy, I'm in Toronto, I'm doing well, I'm running a team. I'm going to get onto that. Accountability to team. Running a team out, literally knocking on doors, but I'm out there in the trenches with them. And Tim just hits me up and said, "Hey, need some help in Montreal. You're from Europe, aren't you?" "Well, yeah." "So you speak French then, right?" Mais oui. My friend, I did like 3 years of French at school, but I didn't really do anything at school. I didn't pay any attention. So I didn't like the teacher. Now, isn't that a funny thing? We love, everyone remembers a great teacher, and you can relate to that. One may pop in your head. I had two great teachers that I liked that also paid attention to me because I just wasn't interested. Malcolm Skinner, who was my geography teacher, and John Darling, who was my history teacher. Consequently, as an adult, I love geography and history and traveling and exploring. French, not so much. I can drift into it because it's so much in the subconscious. So anyway, Tim says to me, well, go to Montreal. The office is yours. I'm like 24 years old. I've only been out in the world, really, outside of the military for like a year. The ego kicks in. Oh, look at me. I'm a fucking big shot. I've got an office in Montreal, blah, 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 blah. But remember, the office was it was just flat. The team were not inspired. And Montreal, the weather is not the best. Like, if you think it's cold, it's not. Go to Montreal, it's cold. You think it's cold in Montreal, go to Quebec, it's stupid cold. And I go up there and I'm trying to figure it out. And this applies to this business. However, I'm going back here to when I'm like 24 years old, maybe 25. Like, what do I need to do to get these guys inspired? Like, I can stand in front of a room and rah, rah, rah all day long and give techniques all day long. I got to get in the frigging trench. And I remember Tim was flying in at staying at L'Hotel in Montreal in St. Catherine, which was the best hotel in Montreal, just opened. And this was before cell phones and, you know, I don't think I had pages back then. He said, I'm going to be there. I'm checking in. I'll be at the bar from 7 o'clock onwards. The bar's the restaurant. Cool. I'm out knocking on doors and I'm thinking, I want to go hang out with Tim. Tim's a cool guy. I want to go party with Tim, eat great food, do the things. Knocking on doors. I get a deal. Made myself like $1,000 on a $3,000 deal. It's freaking cold. It's kind of that snowing, not snowing, wind chill. I'd never heard the term wind chill till I moved to Canada. See Tamara's face there. I don't think that term exists anywhere else. It's -15. With the wind chill, it's -80. What's wind chill? Go outside. You're going to find out real quick. And so I'm out there, like, made $1,000. Cool. However, and this is what applies to this business. One of the things Pearson taught me is when you get some momentum, keep on it. The worst thing to do when you get a deal is like, yeah, fine, do a little celebration, move on straight away. Not take your foot off the gas. Oh, I got a new promoter. I'm going to spend all my time working my new promoter. And for those who've been on programs, you'll have heard the same thing from Jesse Lee. Stay in phase 1 activity. Lead from the front. So I'm going, right, I've got two choices here. I can go like party with Tim, or I'm on this street anyway. You know what? I'm just going to finish the street. This one side of the street, there's like 10 houses. I'll be done in 15 minutes. This is self-accountability. And it was more the fact that I could keep track that if I'd done all that one side of the street, I could just check it off my list and go back the next time out and do the other side. I didn't want to finish half a block. Next house, get in, get a water filter done, another $1,000. I'm like, holy shit. I'll just get the next 8 houses out of the way. Next house, same thing. Shit. And it's now about 8 o'clock. I've got two choices. Tim's been there for an hour. He'll be in fine spirits by now. The food will be going and the wine will be flowing. However, I made an accountability to myself to finish that side of the street. Honestly, I didn't get any more deals that night, but honestly, if I look back at it, they were probably half-assed that I was doing it. I just wanted to get the street out of the way because what was on my mind is I want to go party. I made $3,000 in like 2 hours and I'm whatever, 25 years old. And my mentor, my friend is in town in a restaurant. So I basically knocked the doors and probably did it half-assed. If I look back at it now, I don't remember, but I'm guessing that's probably what was on my mind. And sometimes we can do that in this business. So there's 3 levels of accountability. Self. How that applies to this business is if you commit to yourself to do a certain amount of, and this is specifically business, certain amount of phase one activity. What do I determine phase one activity? Direct or indirect. Direct is asking the question, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? You set your own target with that. If you say, I'm accountable to sending that message out 5 times a day. My own accountability was to literally say hello to 50 people a day. How goes it? How goes it? How goes it? And some of you may have seen the check sheets I just throw into the call issue there. How goes it? How goes it? How goes it? How goes it? And here's the thing. When you get the wins, take the credit. In life, take the credit. But also accept the responsibility. And I was talking about baseball the other day and like batting averages. Take the responsibility. Well, if your batting average was down, did you actually train as hard? Conor McGregor, perfect example. Really, really hungry, training. Gets to the top of his game, TV, driving the Bentley, doing some training, gets beat, going for a rematch. The accountability of self-responsibility. So when it comes to self-responsibility, we have personal actions we do naturally every day. Hey, get up, have a shower, brush your teeth, get dressed, eat, sleep. Those are self-accountability. I'm not talking about your family. Those are self-accountability. Hey, if I don't brush my teeth, I can't expect my kids to brush theirs. Self-accountability. Same in this business. So personal actions, and we're fortunate here to have an app that literally directs us. And I want to thank you guys for following the basic direction the other day. Hey, can we post the prove it every day screenshots more often? The last 2 days, I've been triggered by core leadership, going like, shit, got to do this now. Got to do this now. I think it's been Paul both days, or it was definitely Paul one day. I'm like, shit, I've not done my prove it every day. Send it out there. When we do it, we trigger others. We're responsible to ourselves. However, the next part of responsibility and accountability is the team, whatever the team means to you. So when you guys post something in there, it's being responsible and accountable to other people. People, follow those that eat their own cookies. When people see that you're doing it, they start doing it. If you're not doing it, they don't do it. That's life. That's simple. That applies to personal life, family life. So, the first level is, in leadership coaching dynamics. The first day of not the one just gone, the previous one that you had access to was talking about leading yourself. We didn't open up the leading a team to anyone unless they were sort of COC or above or whatever it was, because like the important thing is leading ourselves. So one thing I mentioned a little while ago, and if you've not done it, I implore you to do this. Find an accountability partner. One, if you're in a marriage, domestic relationship, whatever the term is these days, you have an accountability partner in certain things. It might be paying the bills, it might be raising the kids, it might be making sure the house is clean, or there's food in the fridge, or whatever it is. You already got that accountability partner. Get one for phase one activity. If you've not done it, get one for phase one activity. And the importance of this, I will tell you right now. I made a commitment. Someone asked me to be their accountability partner, to pick up, she said, to pick up the phone every day, meaning to reach out to people every day. I said, there's a caveat. I will do that for you. I need you to do it for me. I need to send that thing, handwritten thing that I've reached out to 50 people a day to one person. They give me feedback. That's it. Done. That goes both ways. Now, said person had a family medical emergency this week. I had no accountability partner. Guess what? My fucking reach outs went down. Because I've got no one I have to send it to. Could I cheat and just put things? Yeah, of course I could. But then it becomes self-accountable. Like, I'm not going to cheat myself. That's bullshit. I'm going to kid myself. But more importantly, I'm accountable to someone. If I start cheating to them to make it look like I'm doing the work, guess what's going to happen? The world is a reflection of me. They're going to do the same thing. Whether they do or they don't, I don't know. But I know my end. I can take care of my end. So when it comes to partnerships, self accountability becomes your part of the partnership. Now, I implore you, get an accountability partner. I know Tamari and Dawn do the bike thing, whatever the stuff is you guys do. Bike, something, the thing, you know what I mean, the bike. What's that called? They built a really good brand, but clearly not good enough because I can't remember the name of it. Anyhow, we've also got an accountability in various areas. So whether that's in the 14-day flying to July, whether it's in the 10-day drink ketones challenge, whether it's in other groups that you may be in that maybe nothing to do with ketones, I got accountability to my local community. The other day, it's just like, and I've been trying to volunteer here. And Paul gets it, Dawn gets it. This is a very unique, small, tiny community here. I live here. I want to contribute. I said to the town council, I said to the matrix, I'm not just going to throw money in a pot. That's not contributing. That's fucking laziness. I want to contribute. And they said, like, yeah, we'll find something for you to do. Don't worry. When the right thing comes up, we'll hit you up. I'm good, cool. The other day, hey, the Main Street Association want to see you. Like, it's the business association. Pass by and just say hello. Yeah, sure, love to. I said, you're Tony, right? I said, yeah, I'm Tony, yeah. I said, Mark, who runs the town council, I said, like, let me know what I can do. Anything. Oh, we're having this festival. Cool. Festival, sounds great. We need you to clear out all the homeless people at 4 o'clock in the morning from the festival site. Wait, what? And no, you said a festival. I thought like maybe burger tasting or, checking out the local craft beers. No, we need you to go and clear out 200 homeless people at 4 o'clock in the morning who are illegally camping on the site we've got the permit for it. Shit, that's not really what I had in mind for being accountable to my community. However, I opened that can of worms up and that's what they said you're best suited for. All right, I'll do it. And that is the thing with accountability partnerships. The whole point of an accountability partnership, a team partnership, is to push you just a little bit, or more to the point, to pull you a little bit. Uncomfortable. I put a thing into the local groups, hey, volunteers needed, blah, 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 4 a.m. No one. And I realized no one gets up here. The day starts at like 11. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I put myself out there in accountability, in a partnership, in various areas. In this business, when I suggest, hey, throw this out on call leadership, that's an accountability to people not on. So they watch the recording. What did I miss? So we've got accountability to our family, your kids, your parents, whoever it may be, your siblings. That's an accountability partnership. So self-accountability, partnership accountability, again, finally, like get an accountability partner for first phase 1 activity in this. And the next one is on a grand scheme of things, global accountability. So global accountability for us, you've been to an event, you'll have seen protect our, live or whatever, protect the house. So it's actually protect our house. That's accountability. Like I'm fucking fanatical about it. Dawn will tell you. Like if you pull out a camera at a live event, guess who's on your ass within like 5 seconds? Like, put that in your fucking pocket now. Like it's that global accountability. Business accountability. And the reason is there's so many people depend on our business for their income. So many people depend on it for their full-time income, their livelihood. And the same could be said at where you work or accountability. I can see Paul on here. You want to make sure that the mechanics that look after your truck do it right. It's an accountability partnership. It's actually an accountability organization. So you got the company, you got you as the driver, then you've got the people that make the wheels turn, literally. And then you've also got the partnerships of where you're picking up, dropping off, whatever it may be. So we have an organizational accountability to our business, It's a joint mission. It's nothing to do with money. I chat with Rob DeBoer. I chat with Mitch. I was with Rutherford the other week. Like, we hang out. It's nothing to do with money. It's a joint mission. Well, this shirt, Team Fun. It's actually the name of the business, Team Fun. And they are custom wear, apparel, that type of thing. And they work in North Pacific Beach, and they do all the local businesses stuff in North Pacific Beach. Why? It's accountability partnership. But one thing I remember Rutherford saying is, have more fun, meet more people, make more money. Have more fun. Be accountable to having fun. When I see people like grinding away, hustling, I'm hustling. I don't want to be fucking hustling. It sounds to me like hustling. I want to be productively busy and self-accountable. I don't want to be grinding away at anything. I'm just kind of doing. I was chatting with a friend of mine yesterday, who's renting on the street. And he said, where are you going? I said, I've got a meeting at like 1 o'clock. He said, 1 o'clock on a Saturday, you have a meeting? Yeah. You work on a Saturday? No, I work every fucking day. Oh, that sounds terrible. I said, well, I don't know what you do for a living. In my world, it's friggin' awesome. Like, what? Yeah. Make it fun. Make it fun. Customer, I know it was actually nothing to do with this business project they're working on, just one, some connections, big AI project. Hung out, had fun for a couple of hours, met some people, connected her with some people, have more fun, meet more people, make more money. Oh, by the way, Tony, we want to utilize you as part of this project, blah, 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 blah. Well, listen, I'm busy. I don't have time. You'll be well compensated upfront. Okay, talk to me. I am busy and I don't really have time. However, if it aligns with what I'm doing, I'll entertain. And that applies to everything. So the bigger picture is also right now the global environment, whatever that means to you. And Matt's not on here. I was watching 6 o'clock this morning. I'm not really interested in it, but the Euros. And there's a player there, and he was out of my first. When I worked at Manchester United, coached at Manchester United, my son was in the initial 13, and this other guy was in it. And my son lasted. What they do, and this is an interesting parallel, take the 13 best players of a certain age, put them in, train them for 13 weeks. The cream, they skim off and put in the next group up. Then they do the same. And some of them will drop off and get left out and they'll get replaced. My son made it through 2 of them, and then he ended up at another club. Just wasn't quite good enough to be at Manchester United. One of the other guys, Marcus Rashford, was in that group. And he was a great player as a kid, very fast. At 7, 8 years old, you can't really tell. Marcus Rashford is first choice for Manchester United, first choice for England. However, Marcus Rashford was also a kid that was always hungry. Single mom, bunch of siblings, always hungry. And, I've since found this out. The only meal he really had in the day was his school lunch. I've since heard that story from a lot of people. Jesse Lee's told it a few times. When the schools closed last year, they stopped the free lunches because the kids were at school. Marcus Rashford went on a campaign, because he's a high-profile international soccer player, went on a campaign and rallied people around and took it to the Prime Minister of England, Boris Johnson. They reversed the law because of this guy. That's what I'm talking about, is accountability to a global environment. And then they stopped it again, and Rashford went back again. They changed it back. Next thing, Rashford is in talks with Barack Obama about making this a global thing. Global environment, accountability. His accountability is to his past. Think about that. His self-accountability is to his past. His team accountability is to his past, his local community. His global accountability is to the big picture. We have, I think of the word that Ryan Lowry uses. We have a mission. It's not the word. to take this message to the world in an ethical and moral way. What I mean by that, hey, last year we could have come out and said, hey, if you drink this, it might stop going into your fridge. We didn't talk about that. There's loads of articles saying you should drink ketones to prevent against viral cytokine storms. They're not our articles. Sure, we could put that stuff out there, but that to me is not moral. It's preying on people's weaknesses, preying on fear. When we're accountable, it comes with a certain set of self-imposed rules and guidelines that, hey, I got to do the right thing for the right reason. Whatever your reason may be. And it could be, you can see Tamari on here, hey, I felt like shit. The right reason was I dropped 100 pounds and change to feel better. You see Dawn on here, hey, stressed out mom, did the right thing. Dawn's got a much deeper story than that. Or Heather W with her son, or whoever it may be. You know, I'm watching the soccer from Europe this morning. Someone got hit in the back of the head. Two people went up for a ball. One guy went to head it, hit the back of the guy's head. Oh, gone. And the guy's flat on the floor. And I said, I watched it with buddy, man. I said, he's got concussion. He's got concussion. That's going to mess him up. That's my passion. Like, hey, these guys should be fucking drinking. Some of them are drinking ketones before the game in case that happens. Watch the UFC last night. These guys, yes, some of them do. You know this. You know, drink like McGregor drinks our stuff. Pettis promotes it. There's a whole bunch of these guys because they know. So when it comes to a global environment, like what's our purpose and how can we do it morally and ethically and be accountable for that? Hey, I'm going to show up every day for somebody else. I'm going to show up every day for myself, self-accountability. I'm going to show up every day for my accountability partner. I'm going to show up every day for you guys. And I'm going to show up every day for our community. And I call it community rather than business. What I mean by showing up every day for our community, like, you know, I don't know if you ever see any of my comments, they're always the stupid ones on the thing, you know, can anyone guess what flavor this is? Yeah, it's a fucking IPA, I know that. You know, just like stupid shit. I post it all the time. You know, what was the one? It was a COC call, and the chat was just like, I think I mentioned this time, female specific black label. Because 90% of our community are females. On the pro champ call, there's like 5 guys. Me, Sam from Australia, some of you might know Sam BT. I can't remember the. And I said, like, I just put in the chat, but what about the keto wood for the guys? It's a joke. However, the feedback from the females on the chat was, I love keto wood. I'm like, yeah, let's produce keto wood. Like, that's what I mean by being accountable to the global community, to our global community, is have fun. Have fun with it. We've got a fun business. You've been to live events. It's fun. We make it fun. Yeah, we're not for everyone. We do everything a little different, but above and beyond anything else, have fun. Be self-accountable today for having fun. So I'm going to wrap it at that. Thanks, Dawn, for setting up the recording. 3 levels of accountability: self, partnership, whether that's one-on-one or part of a smaller team, and then global, organizational. Starts with self. Guys, from the beach, peace out. If you'd be so kind right now, core leadership, partnership. Remember what I was talking about? Core leadership, partnership. Biggest takeaway from this call right now, core leadership. I truly appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Have a great Sunday. And load the bases for Father's Day. That's all I'm giving you. Because I don't actually know anymore. But something's happening. Peace out.